Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation, and this is the new situation battle to go with this week's mobile suit promotion. I was hoping they'd start syncing those up, and this is the first one they have. This scenario is based on the PlayStation 2 game Encounters in Space, and the promotion for the next 2 weeks is the G4 Gundam. Usually written as the GO4, either way, it's the RX-78-4. It's got a great big beam gun that takes the entire duration of the match to recharge, and can actually be charged to the point where it can take out an enemy base in one hit. It's just slow to charge. The Gundam is kind of slow to use, and you have to not get hit while you're charging it, of course. So I haven't tried it yet, but everybody had some good ideas on what to do and not do with it. The non-charged version of that shot can take out the Zakukai B-types on the enemy team in one shot. I, of course, am in the Gym Command, so we had a weird thing where Zero and I wound up in the gyms both times, or all 3 times. I wound up with the bazooka, he wound up with the beam spray gun, and Avocado's all in the gun cannon, and Andrew with the Gundam, whatever the Gundam of the round was. This is the second go-around we did with this battle. The first one worked pretty poorly because our 5th guy was charging the enemy in his melee mobile suit on a team of all generals, and this is not good. The enemy team is a Garibaldi Alpha, an Akzaku Commander type, a Zakukai B type, a Dom Tropin, and it's possibly 2 Zakukais, I don't remember. Either way, there are Zakus and Doms and the Garibaldi Alpha. And the Hyzak, of course, which... Zaku, damn it. Pardon my brain, it's hot in here. I have to turn my fan off and close the doors to record voice, so it was 97 degrees today, and the brain is not really braining at full brain. So that I apologize. And also I'm going to be doing a lot of so's and you know the drill. But yeah, I'm in the Gym Command with the bazooka. I managed to get a decent shot in on that Dom. Apparently, if you press against a downed enemy, you will sometimes just slide right past them, which means my downswing didn't take. Just waiting for him to be vulnerable, and timed it right, and got the assist. But yeah, the G4 is interesting. I believe in place of the big goofy beam gun, the G5, which is the melee type, has a couple of Gatlings, really big ones. But it's interesting apparently, and I want to try it. I've actually gotten like 20 or 40% of it already. I think 20% on my 25 on my main account and 20 on my alternate account. It drops relatively easily, and of course, if you get platinum chips, you'll get another 5% per chip completed, so that's not the bad news. Caught the guy on my upswing this time. Backed off. I was hoping to draw him away, but he saw a better target, so it's time for me to move back in. Luckily, this means he's not facing me, so I can get a shot in. I had a bad habit in this round of, just going for it even when my teammates were there, not us knocking each other over, which did not work too well. At least this time I managed to get my shot clear of the melee type. I only have 1 shell, just waiting for the Garibaldi to go for it so I can shoot him, but there's somebody else who noticed I'm here, and I missed anyway, so... It's not going to take much for the Garibaldi to kill me if it really wants to. Except it got stabbed in the back, which doesn't help me too much because here's the everything. Okay, he used his spin, which means I am safe to do this. And hopefully I get the audio synced up so you see, yeah, I was safe to do the upswing, downswing. He managed to interrupt me with something, but of course he could not counter-tackle me, which would have been the most damage. Now, he's going over there to do something else, which is a good time for me to do that. The switch to the Vulcans was a recommendation from Ozir's Cry, because if you're not close enough to follow up with Saber, You can do just a little bit of tick damage, some extra damage to get in there. And somehow I missed that swing in both directions, but... And he tackled just in time to be invincible for my bazooka. But between the three of us, we got it. And now, Garibaldi in the small of the back, nothing major. The Garibaldi Alpha is, as I think I've mentioned in previous recordings, ugly. But it's kind of meant to be... Actually, that's a misnomer. It is not meant to be the midpoint between the Garibaldi Beta and the Gelgug, because the Garibaldi Alpha was actually designed first. It was part of the MSX project, which was going to be a magazine sequel to Gundam before its proper sequel, Zeta Gundam, was announced. And it was going to deal with a lot of, previously unseen mobile suits from the 1 Year War, some of which got wrapped into Zeta Gundam and some of which did not. But that's where the Peasant Doge comes from as well. And the Gigon, which in the original 50-episode series treatment for Gundam was going to be the mobile suit that destroyed the Gundam. That's a very Tomino thing, just, randomly taken out by some doofus in a silly-looking wheelie tank. And my deepest apologies, melee guy, for getting in your way. But it's at about this point where I start to get really, super aware of what I'm doing. Unfortunately, the Dom's melee was just good enough to include me. And he moved fast enough to get out of my range, but now I've got him. And I backed off because I did not want to stun everyone. Vulcans, 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 and... Gotcha! The tackle animation didn't take, but it died, so that's all that matters. As you can see, we won this one by a pretty good margin, about the same margin that we lost the previous one by, so that's something. And they killed me, but doesn't matter because we're going to win, and I don't think I even have time to respawn, I forget. But the Akzaku Commander type, that's an interesting mobile suit as well. It is basically a general type that plays like a melee. It has a dodge roll like a general would, but at least like the best generals do. But it also has 3 melee swings with a pair of very large heat hawks. So basically it is an anti-melee mobile suit, which is basically why it's being included here to harass the G5. Didn't have time to get back to Bazooka, or I might have killed the Akzaku, but we still killed it, as in general, as in we did well, so no complaints. It was a good round. Didn't have a lot of really great rounds, and of course they're all in, dull generic mobile suits, so I don't know if I'm going to post anything else from this weekend, but we had a good time at least, and that's good. And I think just about everybody got drops on the G04. I don't think it's as rare a mobile suit as some of the other promotionals. I hope not, anyway, because it'd be nice to actually complete one of those for a change. But that's the promotion. That's the big silly launcher that you will get to fire once every life, and is pretty powerful. But of course, since it's a big thing on the Gundam's back, it cannot dodge roll. But at any rate, that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation. We will be back with more soon, and hopefully Fallout 4 Survival Mode will be back as well. But until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later!
今回の戦闘報酬です。完成した設計図があります。精物種が配備されました。